The Springboks, I mean, what a statement that was against the All Blacks in Wellington. Man, I really don't understand. You know, with the amount of changes that the Springboks made, I did not expect it. I think most of us didn't expect it. The All Blacks also made a few changes as well. What we're going to be going through in this game is just reviewing it, looking at some key parts in the match as well, reviewing it, and then also talking about some player ratings and some of the players who had a brilliant game, and then some players who, yeah, maybe didn't have so much. But the madman that Rassie is, it keeps working, man. And, you know, being South African myself and having lived in New Zealand, it really just shows that this guy will be the Springboks' best coach in history, in my opinion anyway. I mean, there'd be some greats, right? There've been some really, really good coaches, but I think, you know, Rassie, just the way he's created this depth, the confidence the players have, you know, he's created this because he took the team from the lowest ranking it's ever been to now, you know, obviously being the top team in rugby to aim at. Obviously, there's 3 or 4 teams who have that spot. I mean, New Zealand, world number 1, that sort of thing. But, you know, beating the world number 1 at the time, 43 points to 10. Yeah, it sends a message, man. And on New Zealand soil as well. Maybe, you know, the All Blacks played their best game in Auckland, Eden Park, defending the fortress. But, you know, a lot of work for Razor. A lot to do. It's not, I wouldn't say they were fully blown off the field, to be honest. I think that last 20... the last half, the Springboks just played amazing. And I think the first half, you know, the Springboks, they were winning the contact territory. You know, the All Blacks just have that opportunity where they go coast to coast. That try they scored, Leroy Carter finishing on the end of it, a Helensvale Hogg Jr. in the Gold Coast, and then going to play for the All Blacks. You know, brilliant try that was. Well deserved. Going into the half, 10-7, you're thinking, you know, yeah, we kind of got this. Let's just close it off. And then the Boks just come out and play a 40-minute spectacular finish. And I think it's also to do, I don't know if you agree as well, but with the bomb squad. You know, he might not have brought on every single one at the same time, but that bench, man, the bench, that to me was the difference. They came on, they did their job. Also, a couple injuries as well. You know, Archie Snyman having to come on early. I mean, Grant Williams having to go to the wing. So, and a couple of injuries for the All Blacks as well. So, it's kind of like a game where the plans they had was just thrown out the window and they had to fill in. And that's where the Boks have the advantage. If 5 All Blacks get injured, you know, it's pretty devastating. Where 5 Boks gets injured, it's not as devastating. It's almost like they have that depth now that it doesn't really matter who's in that 23. They got about 50 players and each of them can do that exact same job. So the only probably player I think they can't fill the shoes is obviously Ox and Chair. And then also with Peter Steph-Toy as well. Now here's the big try-saving tackle here by Jordie Barrett, which is world class.
Is on the park and R.G. Schneemann. So Reinhardt gets it in.
You know, brilliant scrum.
Got a penalty immediately. So the Springboks through Willemse take it up. Now
great kick.
Jab through by Ngola Zuma. Colby! He's lost it. Who was that? What a tackle.
You can see it here.
Going back for penalty. No flag. No, it's not. We're there.
Jordie knew what he done. He knew he saved that try. Absolute big play by Jordie, man. Absolute big play. You know, you need your big players to step up. Colby with the pace.
Who's coming across for the All Blacks? Jordie Barrett. Hits him in the exact right spot when
you can see that there. So this is, you know, something if you're a young player learning the game, you'd learn this stuff. If you're coming across, especially in the try scoring act, when you wrap that ball, obviously you're trying to get underneath it as well. They train to do this and then always strip the ball through. So, you know, this is just training. Jordie being, you know, a top player in the world, played for the Canes, playing for Leinster right now, having won pretty much, you know, winning the championship over there in the URC and just doing that, it's big play. Then this is the try that got called back here from Archia. Very unlucky by Quibus, Reinach. Yeah, very unlucky for him.
Tap off the line out, and then they just came hard and with real firepower, the Springboks.
You see him there, just power. You're not going to stop him that close.
And man, what a start for the Springboks.
Yeah, impressive, big body. It's great carries, good intent. The footwork, though, you would have to say, of this back line already as the conversion goes over. 7-0 to the Springboks.
And here's a new law. Even after the conversion, they can pull it back.
We'll check Kobus Rainak at the back of the previous ruck before that pass for a slight knock on.
Boom. Just a little knock on there. Kobus, unlucky there. Now, get your eyes ready for a flippin' brilliant try by the All Blacks.
Pretty quickly, though.
Absolute coast to coast.
And the Springboks aggressive at the breakdown. Lomax gets it wide. De Groot. Now they go wide again. In the wide channels for Artie Savia. Here's Parker. Simon Parker smashing his way through. And there's a Springbok being...
As you can see, this is also where Sasha Feinberg, you can see him on the ground there. Sasha getting knocked out and then obviously eventually being out for the rest of the match with an HIA.
As the All Blacks carry on through Jordan de Groot. Geordie Barrett again.
Brilliant by Geordie again.
Here's McKenzie. Carter delivers up to Satiti. Deep inside the 22 here, the All Blacks. Looking for quick ball, Christie.
You can see the numbers.
Here's the cross kick. Parker's out there.
This is brilliant defense here. Brilliant by Damien. Not many people can stop Artie or the offload as well. Right there by Ethan de Groot. Brilliant hands. Tip of eye. Brilliant. On debut. Well done to the Helensville Hog. Then not much later, I mean, this is a 14-point swing. If they get the pass past Colby, if he gets a pass through here, or just dummies and Proctor goes straight through himself, it's a try for the All Blacks every single day of the week. But Colby fakes in and then goes for that intercept.
5 meters out from the 22. And the All Blacks attack away down the left again. Intercept.
And he's gone. Geordie's like, let me do it again. let me sneak a little try saver again. You see on this replay, look at that, faked it in, boom. Brilliant, man. Absolutely brilliant. Great commentary as well, just saying you can't keep big players out of the game for too long. So true. Goes into halftime, you know, obviously 10 points to 7, and then the show starts, right, for the Box supporters.
By 10 points to 7.
Obviously a very big second half.
So, in it goes from Reineck.
You know, brilliant scrum. Absolutely brilliant.
All Blacks going backwards. Reineck has a crack and high.
Great offload there by Reinach. Khaleesi showing some speed, getting past Will Jordan. Nearly a knock on, but brilliant ball by Esterhuizen. Absolute man. Definitely, he would have to be the most fleet-footed player in world rugby at the moment.
Ability for Sia Khaleesi, inspirational captain for the Springboks, to spot an opportunity, and he just...
Great break by Khaleesi. Great offload though by Kobus Reinach off the ground there. And then Esterhuizen, eyes up football, great ball. And then you're not going to stop Colby from that close. You're just not going to do it, man. Mani Libok converts it, but you know, Reinach, he makes that difference, right? Makes that run, offload, puts the All Blacks on the back foot there straight away. So 5 meter line out here for the All Blacks. I mean, I was watching this, obviously when I was watching it live, is you never thought that the All Blacks are actually going to win this ball. Just look how disoriented they are here.
Throw here for Brodie McAllister.
Archis Neyman, Norkia is just reading them. Norkia already knew. Straight to him.
And the Springboks through Norkia. Now they have a shot at the line.
Then just a brilliant finish here by Damien from a bad pass from Mani Libok, to be honest.
All Blacks holding.
You can see here, pass. Look at that. Look how high the ball is here. Nearly going over his head. Done well to just even catch it. And then somehow breaks like 3 tackles to score a try. Just ridiculous. You know, brilliant play by Damien. You're not going to stop him there. And then it's just a bad break here. Like bad defense here with the All Blacks. Can't defend a kick. In modern day rugby is a very... But I think it's also aimless kick, right? Very aimless. Look at that, just straight. Actually, to be fair, brilliant kick. Just bad defense. Left that gap. Tamati Williams didn't cut in. Sorry to bring it back, but that is just 101 rugby, right? Look at this. So Geordie and Bodie both up there. Oh, sorry, Damien McKenzie. Not much to run at here. Just gets past Geordie, but Tamaiti is not cutting. You know, you need to jam in there. You need to jam in. And he just allows that gap. Straight past Christie. Great tackle there.
All Blacks look to turn it over. Can't do it. Reinach. Now Willemse. Now he releases.
Oh, you were so close to stealing it, Artie.
Reinach again. Now Visa.
And here it is, just...
Reinach again. Moody. Esterhazen.
Tamati Williams just looks gassed. Look at him up here. Gassed. This is Marnie's big money ball. Tackled in the air would have been a penalty, but offload. Dukwacha. Who else, right? Who else? And we see Marnie do this in the URC every single week. You know, these crossfield kicks just to pinpoint accuracy. We see it in the Rugby World Cup, right? The no-look one against Scotland. Now, here's the worrying signs for me for the All Blacks. Let me know if you're All Black supporter, but you can't be allowing tries like this.
Now here's Visa.
Yeah, broken tackle there. Way over the gain line. Another 6 meters. Just there. You know, I think player to blame there is Fabian Holland, in my opinion. You can see Fabian coming up. He's marking no one. Absolutely no one. Tamaiti's... He's not ready for the tackle either. You can see his left foot is up, right? You can see his left foot is up. He's not coming in for the tackle. He's off balance here. And just straight through. Fabian Holland, you know, being young. Just let him straight through there. Hard to watch if you're All Blacks supporter.
Snapped up by Smith. Now Reinach arrives.
And this is just the icing on the cake.
Away it goes wide. Here's one of the outstanding players, Willemse. Ball popped up, Williams. Now
Brilliant ball there. But to Mighty, I think.
Sends it wide into the midfield. Little kick through by Adi Savia. The bounce didn't go his way. Knocked it on anyway.
To Africa, you know, usually you don't see this great counter-attack straight away, but even Jasper Visser screaming, get it out, get it out. And then just prop on Damien Willemse, not going to happen. Grant Williams, boom. And bang, just the power man himself. I mean, brilliant game by the Box, but, you know, a bit lacking from the All Blacks, I think. Just out of gas. I think at the end you could tell, you know, players who never usually are tired just on their haunches. Tamati Williams breathing deeply, you know, having coming on the second half. Bodie Barrett's tired. It's just pure and utter dominance by the Box on this day. I'm not saying they do it all the time, but it's just on this day, they were by far the better team and executed the game plan, which the All Blacks didn't do theirs. So, but let's get into it. 43 points to 10. Let's have a bit of a review of this match. As you can see there, 43 points to 10. I mean, a try by Cheslin, Leroy Carter scoring first. Obviously, Archie Snyman having a try pulled back for a knock-on by Kobus Reinach. And now you can see Colby scoring twice. Damien Willemse, man of the match performance. What a brilliant performance. Quacha Smith, Archie Snyman getting in eventually. And then Andre Esthuizen finishing off. Mani Lebok actually really good off the boot, man. I think he got 6 out of 7, something like that. Just one missed kick, which is into the windy Wellington too. You know, if you've ever been there, if you've ever been to the Cake Tin, you will realize that wind swirls, man. It just in one side, out the other. You know, I was there for I've been there for a few matches, but the one match I remember was the Lions versus the Hurricanes in the Super Rugby final. And I was sitting, you know, near halfway, and I pretty much had a hoodie on, a jacket with only this much open. And literally the wind was swirling that much. You were getting rain right in the face. You know, you'd put a hat on as well just to try and cover it, and then it'll swirl the other way again. And, you know, obviously if you're from Wellington, you understand what I'm talking about. But obviously, yeah, 43.10, you can look at the run meters here. New Zealand, 262. South Africa, 629. 30 kicks from hand from New Zealand, 32 from South Africa, so you can't say South Africa kicked more either. 186 passes to 153, 110 runs. So 110 runs, right? So you're looking at about, you know, nearly 6 meters per run, where the All Blacks are looking at about just, you know, under 3 meters per run. That's domination right there. You know, taking nothing away from the All Blacks, but yeah, that performance, that whole second half, it's just, I don't know what happened, man. We had obviously a few people that have said that it looked like the All Blacks gave up in that last 15 minutes, but, you know, being a player, we all know that you don't give up, but you might just, you know, take the foot off a little bit, knowing when you're defeated. But we could see even at halftime with Beauden Barrett, you know, his hand was on his heads, and, you know, and that's Beauden Barrett. He's one of the fittest guys in the world rugby, and he was on his haunches. So you could imagine the forwards, the big boys, man, just shows. You can see there, territory in the first half, 76% South Africa, 43 in the second. Possession first half, 47 to 60 in the second. Clean breaks, 9 for the All Blacks, 11 for the Boks. 33 defenders beaten for the ABs and 46 for the Boks. 8 to 11 offload, so it's about similar, nearly the same amount of rucks won. Turnovers conceded, man. This is, you know, if you're looking as a coach from either team, this is not good. 15 for the All Blacks and 24 turnovers for the Springboks. So more turnovers as well. Scrums 1, 8 from 9, 7 from 9. Lineouts 1, 9 from 13, 11 from 14. So, you know, not good lineouts for either team there. Tackles 71%, 73, so not good either. Obviously, very good attacking teams, both of these. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Now, I want to go through some player ratings with you guys as well. If we can bring up the lineups here. We can start in the front row, man. You know, the most important players in the game, in my opinion. I think we can start with the All Blacks forward pack. We'll go through them pretty quick. Yeah, not much going on, to be honest, for him in this match. He had 3 runs, no meters. Yeah, just a pretty average game from him. You got Takiaho. I think he had a bit of a better match. 3 runs for 27 meters. He also had 5 tackles, but 3 missed tackles. And, you know, 5 lineouts won. So I'd give him probably a 5 out of 10 for Takiaho. Lomax, you know, probably a 3.5 out of 10, to be honest. 1 run, no meters, 3 tackles. Yeah, not a good game for him. And 2 penalties conceded in the scrum too. So, like I said, 3.5 out of 10 for Lomax. Scott Barrett, I'd probably give him a 5 out of 10, to be honest. 9 tackles, 2 missed tackles, 4 runs, 11 meters. Tupavai, I'll give him probably a 6 out of 10, to be honest. He was one of the better players for me. He niggled a little bit, got under Reinach's skin. You know, carried 6 carries, not a lot of meters, 9 meters. Beat a defender, made a clean break as well. His defending, 8 tackles, but this is where they get let down. 5 missed tackles. You don't want that from your, you know, your loose forwards. Scott Parker. Oh, sorry, you're tight 5, right? Scott Parker, 6 tackles, 1 missed tackle. 4 runs, 23 meters, 1 clean break, 2 defenders beaten. You know, much better from him. I think he had a pretty brilliant game, to be honest. I'll give him a 6.3 out of 10. Savia, man, brilliant again. 9 runs, 20 meters, defending, 9 tackles, 2 missed tackles, but 2 turnovers conceded. So not a good game by his standards, but you'll still give him a 6.8 out of 10, in my opinion. Wallace Atiti, Man, got bumped by Sia Khaleesi, as I remember. 8 runs, 21 meters. Also, 2 defenders beaten. And 6 tackles made with only 1 miss. So I'll give him a 6.5 out of 10 for Satiti. Noah Hoffman, man, unfortunately his game was cut short. I think he was quite good, made 2 tackles, 8 passes, didn't really get a lot of feel for the game. Obviously, he's got a bright future ahead of him, I think. So give him probably a 7 out of 10 for what he done while he was on the field. The All Blacks looked brilliant. So unfortunately, his game was cut short. Then we had in a fly half, Beauden Barrett. Quiet game, man. His kicking wasn't great. Beat 3 defenders, though. 11 runs, 35 meters. So he was doing a lot of it. 4 tackles, 5 missed tackles, unlike him. Yeah, probably, 5.5 out of 10 for Beauden Barrett. Leroy Carter, I think, was quite brilliant. It's just his defense let him down. He missed that tackle, 50-50 with Tupaya. Going for the tackle on Damian Williamson, he scored that try in the second half. 3 tackles, 3 missed tackles, 10 runs, 25 meters, and 7 defenders beaten as well. And he got a try as well to top it off. Finished off a brilliant try. So give Leroy a solid 7 out of 10. I think he done brilliantly, looked great with the ball in hand. Just didn't get the opportunity. Unfortunately, the inside backs didn't get him that chance. Jordie Barrett, I think, was one of the rocks, man. He was one of the rocks. 11 runs, 27 meters, 5 defenders beaten, so 5 missed tackles against him, man. Really, really good. 11 tackles with only 2 misses, but 2 turnovers conceded. That's costly. But he did save that try as well. Absolute brilliant tackle on Colby. So 7 out of 10 for Geordie for me. Will Jordan, same thing, man. Wasted. I think he's wasted at the wing. And when he's playing fullback, he looks like one of the best fullbacks in the world. And you'll notice that as well. He's always involving himself, scoring tries left, right, and centre. But they went with Damian McKenzie for some reason. But anyway, 7 runs, 26 meters, 2 clean breaks, 4 defenders beaten. Man, was just short on that try with Grant Williams coming across with a brilliant try-saving tackle. Also 6 tackles, 2 missed tackles, was brilliant in the air. And then they ended up changing, Ethan Hooker to the right wing. And then suddenly Ethan Hooker started winning the ball back. So just shows how good Will Jordan actually is. Another 7 out of 10 for me. Damian McKenzie, man, had a shocker, in my opinion. Couple of loose kicks. You remember that kick from his own half, just chipped it straight into the hands of the box and they counter-attacked, nearly scored from it. Yeah, not a good game. Bad choices, I think. 7 runs, 12 meters, 1 clean break, 2 defenders beaten, 3 tackles, 4 missed tackles, 2 turnovers conceded. A 4 out of 10 for Damian McKenzie for me. Coming off the bench, obviously the players didn't get a lot of go, but McAllister, yeah, I think didn't really get to do much. I can't really give him a rating, to be honest. Tamati Williams, I think, was okay. I think some of his scrums was quite brilliant, but then some of them he was getting rolled back. But by the end of it, the All Black scrum looked much better, to be honest. So I think he's a bit of a rock there, but his defense let him down. 4 missed tackles. So 4.5 out of 10 for Tamati. Fletcher Newell didn't get much time, so can't give him a rating. Fabian Holland, same thing, didn't get a lot of time, but a bad read by maybe him and also the outside man, letting Arceus Neyman straight through the line to score a try. Duplessis Karifi, kind of was on the back foot when he came on. I think he's one of those players that he is best when your team is in front, or, you're on the front foot. You're winning the contact, which they weren't. So I think he went missing. 5 out of 10. Finley Christie, I think it was not too bad when he came on, to be honest. Still kept the ball flowing. His kicking game wasn't too bad. He was under a lot of pressure. So I'll give him a 6 out of 10. And then Tupaya was very average for me, I think, when he came on. 2 tackles, 3 missed tackles, 1 led to a try. 3.5 out of 10. Ruben Love, I think, just didn't get enough time, to be honest. So can't give him a rating. But let's go to the box. So in the front row, you got Oxen Chair. I think he went brilliant. 4 runs, 15 meters. 2 tackles, 2 missed tackles. But his scrummaging, man, absolutely brilliant. So give him a 6.5 out of 10. And Malcolm Marks, yet again, brilliant. 2 runs, 17 meters. Great on defense. 5 tackles, only 1 miss. But gave up 2 turnovers, which was costly. but I'm pretty sure he won a couple of penalties as well. So give him a 6 out of 10 for his match. Wasn't as affluent as he usually is, but, led from the front, just did his job. It's just one of those games. It's 6 to me is a good game, right? 6 is not a bad game. Then you got Thomas du Toit. I think he was brilliant, man. Really, really good. Obviously not a lot on the attacking game, but his defending, he was solid. 6 tackles, only 1 miss. Gave up 1 penalty, obviously, but in the scrum, just very, very strong. So 7 out of 10 for Thomas for me. Absolutely brilliant. It's really finally getting his chance now. Luat Diacher, while he was on, I think he was brilliant. 3 tackles. Also 1 run, 7 meters. He looked good. Unfortunately, he got injured again. The poor man, he's just been dealing with injuries so bloody long, man. I feel sorry for the guy, but, 6.5 out of 10 for me. Didn't do a bad thing. Ruan Rokia, man, he's going to be, if he bulks up a little bit, gets to a Luat maybe size, bit of muscle, he's going to be a great man. He's going to be a really, really great for the box. I can see him being someone like a Victor. He'll become a leader, just does his job. Great with the line-out calls. The line-out always looks better when he's playing. 5 runs for 12 meters. 9 tackles, only 1 missed tackle. 1 turnover conceded. He's just a workhorse, and great in the line-out. So I think he had a brilliant game. 7 out of 10 for me for Ron Rokia. Absolutely brilliant. Kulisi, man, he was brilliant as well. 3 runs, 34 meters, 1 clean break. Nearly could have scored. He showed a bit of pace. 2 tackles, but 2 misses. 7 out of 10 for me for Kulisi. Absolutely brilliant. Peter Steff, just amazing, man. Every tackle he makes, the team feels it, right? Absolutely smashed Barrett. 7 tackles, 1 miss, and 7 runs for 31 meters, and broke a couple tackles as well. So did 1 turnover, but 8 out of 10 for me for Peter Steff. Absolutely brilliant, man. And then Jasper Visa, he was so missed. You wouldn't even think that he missed, what's that now, 4 to 6 weeks that he's missed for that weak headbutt on the Italian hooker who, made absolute a show of it. I remember getting hit just a little bit on the nose, light tapping. Yeah. Sometimes rugby is turning into football, into soccer a bit, man. But absolutely brilliant. 14 runs, which is insane. 37 meters, 6 defenders beaten, and also 5 tackles with 2 misses. So solid performance by him. 6.8 out of 10. Great game by Jasper. In at 9, Reinach, man, absolutely brilliant. Apart from that knock on, he gets under the skin now of the other players. He also snipes around. He's 35, but probably one of the quickest players on the field. I think he was brilliant. His kicking game was brilliant. Had to play the full 80 pretty much, apart from obviously going off for a little bit. But a solid 6.9 out of 10 for me. Just under 7. Brilliant game by him, though. Sasha Feinberg didn't really get to show much. Didn't kick the ball out in the full. His defending was pretty average as well. So a 5 out of 10 for Sasha. I think, that penalty, trying to kick it out and pretty much going dead. You can't do that at this level, right? Then Ethan Hooker, man, he was great. How bloody good was he? 11 runs, 99 meters, 5 broken tackles, 4 tackles of only 1 missed. 8 out of 10 for me for Ethan Hooker. He was really, really brilliant. Getting his first start, man, he showed why he got chosen. And we all know he's going to be a future Bok as well. So he's definitely got the build for it. Speed, game reading. He's going to be brilliant. Damien Willemse, everyone. Damien Willemse. What a flipping game. 14 runs, 97 meters, 6 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks, couple of offloads. Scored a try. Set up, how many tries, right? Set up that last one for sure. 9 out of 10. Absolutely brilliant game by him. Near perfect, apart from just a couple of missed tackles. Brilliant game. Kana Moody, I think he just done his job. His defense was brilliant. He made a lot of reads. He had to come out, missed a couple of tackles, but at least he stopped it. The only thing with him is 4 turnovers conceded, some costly ones. But I think he done his job. Being young, he is a center in my opinion. I don't think he's a winger. I think he's a center. He's played his best rugby in that center, especially for the Bulls as well. So I'll give him a 6 out of 10. just a couple misreads, but in general, he done brilliant, in my opinion. Colby, man, a bit of a weird game for him, right? 7 runs, 119 meters, 4 defenders beaten, 3 clean breaks, 4 tackles, 2 missed tackles, but 3 turnovers conceded. Also dropping the ball over the try line. But, you know, the real change in that game was that he fakes it inside, which we'll review after this. Of course, the game will go through a couple of the highlights, some of the big parts in the game, but dummying the inside, intercepting it, and then running for the try, right? And scoring another one as well. I think it didn't even seem like that, but could have had 3, right? But yeah, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. You know, if he didn't drop that ball and maybe, you know, just held onto the ball a couple of times under the high ball as well, kind of getting beaten a couple of times, I think he would have been much higher. Fussy, I think he was much better this game, actually. A bit more decisive in his attack. Didn't really double think himself. We've seen in the past where he doesn't know if he wants to kick or if he wants to run. I think it's a bit better. Marinus Marava, I think he had a, you know, coming on, didn't have a lot of time. Vessels, I think, was pretty brilliant coming off the bench. He shows his, you know, just how big he is, Jan Hendrik Vessels, and what he can do. I think he's going to be a brilliant Bok in the future. Vilko Low, I think he came on, did his job. I think Vessels, you know, Jan Hendrik, I think a solid 6.5 out of 10 for him. Vilko Low, 6 out of 10. You know, had an above average game. Archis Neyman, brilliant game, man. 7.5 out of 10 for me. 6 runs, 19 meters. 4 tackles, no misses. Scored a try, brilliant try. Should have had 2, to be honest. And then you got Quagga Smith, another try from him. Brilliant he was. I think 7.7 out of 10. You know, brilliant game from him. He never has a bad game, let's be honest. Quagga never has a bad game. Grant Williams, absolutely brilliant as well. Coming on the wing, 2 runs, 20 meters, set up a try. Just had that bad read in defense was the only thing, but he also did a brilliant try saver, so I'll give him a 7.5 out of 10. Mani Libor came on, he was brilliant, man. He was really good. He didn't run the ball much, but didn't have to, right? He only conceded 1 penalty, made, 7 out of 10? Oh, 7 out of 8 kicks, I think it was, so solid game, 7 out of 10 for Mani. And Esterhazen finished the game off well. You can't give him any lower than a 7. He did his job, didn't do a bad thing, and scored a try at the end, and bump Beauden Barrett off, just to top it all off. But yeah, that's the final rating there, 7 out of 10 for Esterhazen as well. So real standout, Damien Willemse and Peter Steph Toy and Archis Neyman. The 3 standouts for me, 3-2-1, and then a 3-2-1 for the All Blacks. I think it's a bit of a tough one, but you know, you'd have to probably go Ardie Savea 3-2 for Will Jordan, and have to give a point to Geordie Barrett as well. From the players that did, the big names did stand up and tried their best to keep him in the game, but you know, he really keeps sticking with Damien McKenzie, but you know, I'm not too sure if this is working really. I think he's better off the bench, start Bodie, bring Damien McKenzie on for the last 30, you know, with a bit of impact, throw it around a little bit, fresh legs. Will Jordan at fullback. Yeah, not sure why he doesn't put their best fullback at fullback. But anyway, let's look at a couple of highlights here in the game. You know, back to the drawing board for Razor and the All Blacks. They're going to be back stronger than ever. With the Bledisloe, they haven't lost in, over 20 years, so it's going to be brilliant. This is the one year that maybe the Wallabies have a shot, but we'll see. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully you enjoyed it.